Hey, this is Steven with Improbable Wargaming, here to show you how I keep my Pro Synthetic Monument Hobby brushes and Pro Sable brushes clean and lasting a long time. I've had the Adams weapon rack now for 6 months, still using them. They're great, and I figured I've had some questions about how I'm keeping them going, and this is going to probably be the opportunity to show you. So what I got for you now is we're going to swing down here, and we're going to get a kind of a view of what we're doing here. So I've got two brushes here. I've got my weapon rack, and of course, I've got a Citadel brush. Now this one's getting a little frayed, a little worn, and I need to clean it. Get it kind of where it needs to be for the next time I want to use it. And so the first thing I do is I make sure I have a cup of fresh, clean water. I try not to use like a pot that has, been a lot of dirty paint and stuff in it. And I go ahead and I get in there and I get it really, really wet. Really, really wet. And I go in and I just try to get the brush in here and lather it really well. So you can see I'm working the brush back and forth, trying to get as much lather and stuff going. And then once I've got some soap on it, we're just going to go ahead and we pull that out. And then I'm going to work this in the crease of my hand. And I'm going to go back and forth. And I'm going to try to get like about a 30 degree angle. Sounds good. 40 maybe. I'm not too crazy about it one way or the other. But this is what I do with a brush that's been around a while. Get that soap in there, rotate it, and just work the soap in there. Let that color and paint get just worked out of the brush. And I do this for a little while, right? And then I kind of rotate the brush, see how it's starting to get its point back, right? We're gonna keep doing that. And then once I feel really good about that, I'm gonna go ahead and give the brush a little quick clean off. And then we're gonna go ahead, since I'm gonna be using this brush later, I'm gonna give it a little dry. I'm gonna run it through the soap, not too much, just enough. And then I'm just going to rotate it through my hand, drawing the brush into a point. And so now we've got the brush sitting in a nice point. And then all I have to do now is I'm going to cap my brush. I find that as I throw things around, as I keep this brush capped, it protects the bristles, it keeps it at a nice point, and I allow this to keep the brush conditioned at a nice point. And until I need it again, I let it just enjoy the soap that it's sitting in, okay? And that's what I do generally with my Monument Hobbies brushes. I find that it works real well. You can do this as well for, a lesser brush, if you will. These Citadel brushes that, honestly, in my mind are not the same quality. But you can get them in here, you can work them, do the same technique, right? And this one is not giving up as much color, but it has been here for a while. But we're going to keep working it. With this brush being a little lower quality and everything, I'll probably do a steeper angle, really get the soap in where it needs to be, right? And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to work it into that same point. Okay, it's looking pretty good. And we're going to go clean it off like we did last one. And we're going to put it in here lightly, and then we'll work it through our hand. And we're just going to get it to a point. So now I'll help it a little bit with my fingers. There we go. And it's looking pretty good. So from the mohawk that it had, and all broken up, we're starting to get a little love in here. So let's work it a little more. This brush is a stubborn old brush, and when I first started painting, I did not take the best care of my brushes. But there we go. It's starting to come together. One last cleaning for this one. Give it a little dry off. Run it through here. Run it through and get some point on it. Voila, we're pretty close to a point on this. This brush is near death anyways. But even here, we were able to rejuvenate it quite a bit. More cleaning might even give it more life. But either way, that's what I do to take care of my brushes, and especially my Monument Hobby brushes, which I love. The Pro Sables have been mind-blowing, and the Pro Synthetics just have been a workhorse for me. And what I would tell you is just remember, have brushes for your metallics and have brushes for everything else, and you will find your brushes last a very long time. And I like to clean my brushes quickly between color changes, and it just seems like I've been able to keep my brushes alive a lot longer since I've been doing that. Hopefully that helps you. Thanks for joining me. This is Steven with Improbable Wargaming, and we will see you next time.